everyone, just going to do a fairly short video here to get you up to speed on a couple topics affecting the People's Party of Canada and Maxime Bernier. The first piece of information is in regards to the nomination process. And I just want to let you know, like I said, I'm going to lead off with good news in this video and tell you that the People's Party of Canada, under the leadership of Maxime Bernier, even though it's a new party formed just roughly 6 months ago or so, has already now stepped up and is now in second place in terms of the nomination process. Has the second largest number of candidates already out there. Now, you know, in Canada we need 338 in total for all ridings in the entire country. Now, of course, the Conservatives are still in number one in terms of their nomination process and how many candidates they've brought to light, and that number stands at 323 as of August 1st. And like I say, the People's Party of Canada, under the leadership of Maxime Bernier, well, they've surpassed not just the NDP and the Greens, but even the federal Liberals in terms of the nomination process, and are now sitting in second place with a total of 309 candidates nominated so far. So the chance of reaching a full slate of all 338, yeah, that's very much not just a possibility, but basically an acknowledged reality based on the numbers so far. And I might as well let you know about the rest of the parties. Right now, currently, the Liberals are sitting at 230. So, you know, a whole lot lower in terms of the numbers, in terms of how many people are willing to step up the plate and have become nominated and genuine candidates on the Liberal Party, which is completely understandable when you consider the fact of how detrimental the Liberals have been in this country. I'm surprised there's that many people willing to step up and represent that failing party. And then, of course, we have the New Democrat Party, which now has their seat number sitting at, 141 as far as the nomination process. So way, way down there. Way to go, Jagmeet. Not. And then we got, last but not least, well, actually last and least, is the Green Party. Actually, no, tell you the truth, I think the Green Party is actually doing better than the NDP currently, believe it or not, in terms of the process. Now, in this particular article that I'm referencing for this number, for these numbers, for some reason doesn't actually have that contained within the body of the article. But I did look for another article, and it looks like, now this article is a little bit older. This one's out of CTV News. The other one is a National Post article. This one suggests that that the Green Party has 208 candidates so far. But like I say, because this article was uploaded in the middle of July, it's a couple weeks older than the National Post article. That number could be higher. So you're still looking, I guess, roughly in the low to mid 200s at best. So like I say, the People's Party of Canada is now in second place in terms of getting representation in all 338 ridings in this country. So congratulations, Maxime, and congratulations to all the volunteers, all the candidates, all the supporters, and all the members that have helped to bring this to fruition and make this happen. You're all doing an excellent job, and you should applaud yourselves for the excellent work that you're doing. Even though I know the establishment media and the current ruling class and their mindless minions are trying desperately to keep you out of the debates, and yeah, that's the second part of this video that I wanted to cover, is what's going to happen in terms of the debates. From what we're seeing today, based on the rules set up, it's a very likely possibility that Maxime is not going to be allowed to enter these debates because of some stupid technicality, because of the sheer fact that he was nominated under the Conservative Party rather than under the People's Party of Canada. But I mean, you can't, that's the thing. The election isn't going to happen until election date. So Maxime can't change or unwind or undo that, right? So I don't know, what a weird requirement that they've implemented. But of course, once again, it's just another attempt to try to deny Maxime Bernier and his supporters and the followers and the candidates and ultimately the voters from even bothering or having any chance at all of playing a key role in the federal elections come this October. Like I say, folks, this is a terrible, terrible, terrible situation and a terrible precedent that's being set. And you can rest assured, now I can't say with 100% fact, but you can almost guarantee that the federal Liberals are doing their best to make sure that Maxime Bernier, and in conjunction with the Conservative Party under the leadership of Scheer, you know darn well they're probably working in conjunction with each other, or at least have the same goals in mind, which is to deny Maxime Bernier the ability to stand there on that stage and debate these hacks on policies and positions and their platforms. Like I say, the ruling establishment in this country, they're scared to death of genuine competition because they know if the Canadian people actually seen or heard what Maxime Bernier stands for, what the PPC represents, well, they know, well, they got nothing much to offer to appeal to the majority of the Canadian people. They know that Maxime Bernier and the People's Party of Canada represents what the majority of the people in Canada want going forward, which is why they're desperate to try to silence, suppress, or deny Maxime his ability to stand on that debate stage and challenge the ruling establishment. At this point, like I said, I'm not 100% sure if Maxime is going to be allowed in the debates right now. It seems like that might not be the case, but I'm not giving up as of yet. And the onus is on us to put the pressure on those who, whether you're part of Elections Canada or even representatives of any of the establishment media or political parties in this country, pick up your phone, type on your keyboard, make your concerns known to anyone that matters in regards to the election and nomination process in this country and how the debates unfold, or who play any role in setting up these debates. Whoever it is, the onus is on each and every one of us to try and do our best to put the pressure on these folks to allow Maxime Bernier in these debates. We've all worked very hard to make sure Maxime Bernier met the requirements that were possible, right? Possible. We've made sure, and just because these poll numbers seem to skew low, well, we also know that these polls have been proven to be vastly out of touch with the genuine reality on the ground and not representative of the pulse of the people by any stretch of the imagination. So even if Maxime isn't currently meeting the polling numbers, that once again is completely up in the air and open to interpretation. Because as we know, these polls are completely manipulated. So like I say, folks, put the pressure on those who are getting to make these decisions, because it's vitally important that Maxime does get to stand on that stage during those debates, because in reality, that's the only way that a lot, or at least a substantial portion of the Canadian population who aren't online, who aren't social media savvy, are going to even know that Maxime Bernier exists and what he and his party stands for. Like I say, there's still a substantial number of Canadians out there that will only watch, CTV or CBC News. So get the message out there and stand in defense of Maxime and make sure that he is allowed in these debates so that the Canadian people, all of them, understand that there is a genuine choice, a genuinely viable choice to counter the ruling establishment or the status quo. And that's Maxime Bernier, leader of the People's Party of Canada. It's Canadian Libertarian, and I love liberty.